touch on a possibly sensitive topic, depending on who you are, but I'm going to express my views nonetheless, and you can agree or disagree. And if you agree or disagree, I want to hear from you. So please post a comment. What I want to talk to today is about unions. I believe Generation X does not like unions, and I'm going to explain why. When you look back in past years, almost past generations, unions were formed as a representative of the employees, negotiating power between employee and employer. And when you look at it, back in those days, you went to work and you worked at employer pretty much for life, right? And small towns started out, back in the early 1900s, it was farming and then industrial, and then when you sort of look at the evolution of the creation of industries, it was in its infancy, and the workplace was, probably not the safest, and there wasn't a lot of workplace standards, and the unions came in and they created that representative with the employees, making sure that the employer made safe working environments and all that kind of stuff. So as time went on, governments started creating safety standards, globally, but I'm talking specifically here in North America, started creating health and safety standards and those types of things that employers are mandated to follow and inspected against. And we have ISO 9000, we have all these food quality standards. We have all these standards that so the union doesn't have any involvement in that today. When you look back before the internet, okay, where the employer couldn't post jobs on the internet. They put it in the newspaper. It was very select medium, hard for employers to find large groups of employees. So they were sort of at the mercy of the employee, right? So, they couldn't afford to lose a group of employees, so the unions band together and sort of left the employer tied to the union because the union represented the employees and the employer couldn't afford to lose the employees because where would they find large numbers of employees? Because they didn't have the internet. There was no job banks, no Monster, no Career Beacon in Canada here. There was none of that, right? So they left the employer at the mercy of the union, and the union negotiated on behalf of the employee with a fee. So now we have the internet, so we don't really need the unions. So what's happening today, I believe why Generation X doesn't like unions is because what's happening now is unions are negotiating on behalf of the employee, but negotiating things in today's, let's call it the performance economy, the new economy, where the salary structure, the benefits packages, the working week, the working hours, those types of things don't match the economic drivers of an organization in this economy. Two examples. I'm going to drive one example here home. If you live in Moncton, like I do, I live in Riverview, but if you live in Moncton, Riverview, we have no city public transportation service since June. Okay? So we have a union that represents the employees of the bus system, the Metro Transit bus system, and then we have the city or the management negotiating with the union. And they're really in a deadlock because the union wants X salary over the next so many years, and the company's saying, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. So they've actually created a lockout. They've locked the employees out, shut the whole thing down, and it's been like that since June, and this is now middle of November. So we have a situation where they're in a deadlock, right? And so you have employees that have been home, bus drivers, mechanics that have been home since June, right? And they're listening to the union saying, we have to hold our ground, we have to hold our ground. If you took the union out of that situation, do you think most of those employees would go to work with their current salary, right? And, work hard, no different than any other employer. Nobody's guaranteed their wages. Nobody's guaranteed the next 5 years, here's what you're going to make. You got to go to work, you got to work your butt off, and you got to ask for a raise, and you may or may not get it. That's the free enterprise system today. That's just the way it is. So you got a situation where the union saying, no, listen to us, we're going to hold our ground, and so this deadlock continues. In the meantime, the city suffers. So really what the city should do is say, union, go away, employees, you're all fired, and they should go on the internet, post the jobs, and if these employees want to apply, non-unionized jobs, the employees want to apply, they can apply, but I'm sure there's a whole pool of people out there who would love to be bus drivers for $44,000 a year, right? And, you know, let's take the NHL hockey. We've got a situation here where we've got a union representing the hockey players, negotiating with the owners, right? The owners are coming forward saying, okay, we'll split the profits. Hockey players are already making big bucks, but it's not enough because the owners, they feel, are making all the money. So here we are in a deadlock, probably not even going to have a hockey season this year. You've got hockey players that won't get to play, right? And you got a season, so you've kind of got this whole deadlock here. And again, what they should do is fire the union, fire the employees, and hire a whole new set of teams. Hockey players. So how many of those hockey players, if you took the union out of the situation, would actually go back to work? Would actually go play hockey for their current salary, for 50-50 split? I bet you most of them. Because most of them are sitting on their butts right now. Some of them have actually left. They've gone over to the Switzerland leagues, and they've come and gone over to Russia, and you know, they're leaving. So, you know, unions today are not adding the value that they had in the past. It's time for change. It's a new economy. It's a performance-based economy. You know, so you know what? We're continuing to see these deadlocks. We're continuing to see these negotiations. And you know, in the free enterprise system, in private business, entrepreneurship type businesses, you don't have these situations. You got to go to work. You got to work hard, right? And ask for a raise. I did a whole 5-part series on that whole thing. And then you know what? It's not perfect. It's not right. But that's the way it is. That's the world. You know, you look at my situation, corporate guy, 24 years, rise in the ranks, became redundant. I didn't have a union saying, oh no, you got to keep him, no, da, da. You know what I mean? Like, but it didn't make sense to have the union saying, I got to keep my job, because, you know what I mean? I became redundant. It was better for the organization that I did leave. And in the end, it was better for me because it allowed me to go do the things and make me happy, and gave me the opportunity to stand here and talk to you. And I probably wouldn't have maybe making these videos had I still be in the corporate world. I'd be still grinding away and, you know, very unhealthy, very unhappy, miserable person. So, anyways, that's a bit of a rant that I had, and hopefully it made sense. And you know, it seems to be a hot topic right now. And I think that if we can kind of step back and really kind of look at some of these situations, that we can really understand that, you know, I don't know if unions are adding any value here right now. And if you are in a union, representative in a union, you may disagree with me. And if you do, please comment below. I want to hear some opinions. I'd love to hear what people think about this topic. And, you know, as I continue to see more and more of these things, I'm going to add some more videos. We're going to talk about this. Maybe if you give me some feedback, I'll share it on a video. You know, and we can talk about these things. If you work for the bus system for Moncton, maybe send me a comment. Post it on my site here. Let's get some feedback. Let's get some dialogue going here. I'd love to hear what everybody thinks. But yeah, I just know that you know, in the free enterprise system, in a performance-based economy, the way this world is going with what's happening here, I just don't think unions are keeping up, and I just don't think as we go forward there's going to be a fit. And it just doesn't fit with GenX. That's my opinion. Want to hear from you. So that's today's show. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying my rants these days. But anyways, I look forward to hearing from you soon. Please comment below, and I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you on the next show. Take care.